Sorry about that.
Yes, ma'am. So I was calling because Kayla informed me that you're requesting a new therapist.
Yes, I
Um,
think she's compromised. Each time that I talk about misconduct and my stalker, for years I get punished, and the people in my environment start retracting and denying services. Kayla was amazing at first. She took me to QT to get coffee. She thought of different environments we can go to have therapy. I said, this means so much to me because I'm trapped in this environment, and she even made a little video with my phone. She saw my phone was malfunctioning. So when I reported my abuse in all my environments, see, they used to come to my shelter, scheme at my shelters, and get me put out. I've had blatant lies by caseworkers, misconduct. A lot of services are being sabotaged and denied by caseworkers and therapists. Well, she says she's worried about my safety, but she's not doing anything to protect me. They retracted on the job searches. So each time I build up some kind of support system and ask for help to escape my abuse, for years I get punished. And it used to be by taking my freedom. The security guard was right
so
there trying to intimidate me like he was at the woman center. Another security guard that did it at the women's center stood over me while I was waiting on help in domestic violence. They have cameras. Just blatantly just was right there standing by me watching to see if I was recording.
yes,
So
ma'am.
I think that people are distracted by me recording and not concentrating on the crimes being committed.
Well, it's inappropriate for you to be recording and then posting those recordings on the internet. And we
Well,
have
it's
asked you.
inappropriate for my environments to be
Please
controlled
let
by
me
my
finish,
abuser.
Miss Clark. Please let me finish. Um, we have given you directions each time.
I told her, I get punished, and I knew that you guys were going to scheme like other places to deprive me of services altogether. I told her I would give her
Okay,
my phone, but I was waiting on a call from Genesis. See, I get mistreated, and they play games and don't call me when they're supposed to
Miss
because they're set
Clark,
at
you're
each
not letting me.
location. I cannot please speak, ma'am. If you're a director and I'm telling you about
Hang on one
misconduct, you're
second,
covering
Miss
for it.
Clark.
You don't want me to discuss the misconduct that I have to endure.
You've
Allow my abuser to
already
control
explained that, Miss Clark.
MHMR
Yes, ma'am.
staff
I'm
is.
trying to explain to you our rules.
I'm trying to explain to you that there's staff misconduct that I was recording because I wasn't being heard for years.
Yes,
Why was
ma'am. And you
security
told me
standing
that
over me trying to
yes,
get
ma'am. We've
therapy?
addressed that.
I've had to endure that years.
So we're
Intimidation
not
and bullying.
denying you services. We are setting up expectations for those services.
I'm not being
So
heard, ma'am. I would like to concentrate on the staff misconduct that I recorded. This happened at the bridge. They put me out for recording abuse there. Security put me out for trying to get shelter placement and talk to the social worker about domestic violence.
You've already spoken to our client's rights officer.
He has
on
not done
Monday.
anything. I've been waiting months for help and nothing has been done. I've been getting ignored. When I text them about what's going on, they ignore me, like Genesis did, and churches. That's psychologically abusive to let
Well,
someone sit and think their life is in jeopardy and just don't treat them like their life has no value.
Well, Ms. Kiana, if you want these services, these are the rules that we have.
So
in
I don't
place.
understand why the phone
So
has
it
to be in
is
a
your
different room.
choice.
I was willing to give up my
So
phone. I don't understand why the phone has to be in a different room. What if the FBI is on there? Why do they want it in a different room?
Last time we asked you of that, you still recorded and posted it online.
I told them I'd give up my phones. I just didn't want my phone in a different room. She wanted to put my phone in a whole other room. I told her I was expecting a call. They could have the phones. I just didn't want the phone in a different room that was outside of my comfort zone. But I don't have rights. I get violated left and right. And who gets intimidated getting therapy? Intimidation at Women's Center. Ma'am, are you covering for it? What's your name?
I've already told you my name.
What is your name again?
My name is Savannah.
Okay.
My name is Savannah.
Okay. So are you covering for misconduct and enforcing it? Because I have MetroCare or MHMR staff that is used as fly monkeys. You just interrupted the Bible study. I was interrupted by another caseworker at a domestic violence organization in that lake enjoying my day. It's like some parties of my job called me and interrupted me at CPS and trying to get a protection order. I've had to endure these weird calls years.
Ms. Kiana, I have nothing else to say other than these are our rules, and that's going to go
Ma'am,
for
I
every
just told
staff
you I
that
don't
takes
mind
this.
giving up my phone. You were talking while I was stating that. She wanted to put the phone in a different room that's outside my comfort zone.
Well, that's the rules that we
Why does
are
the phone have to
enforcing.
be in a different room? Are you enforcing that if someone's on my phone that they don't hear abuse and cover up? That doesn't make
Because
sense to
last
demand that a
time
phone is
you
in a
put the
different
phone on
room.
the table.
Ma'am,
Last time
this is
you did
abusive,
put it
ma'am.
on the table, and you had a second one in your purse. So that is
But,
what it is.
okay, so if I'm giving the phones up, why are you demanding that they are in another room? That sounds like premeditation and cover up.
These are our rules, Ms. Kiana. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Okay,
You can
so
call our client's rights officer to speak to him. I can give you his phone number.
okay, so how's the therapy going to be? Because it hasn't been very productive with my abuser controlling it. How, when your therapists are bullies, when the phone, I've already been there, done it, and I was mistreated and gaslit. They have access to my YouTube channel and told me I had delusions the whole therapy session and gaslit and mistreated me.
Ms.
I
Clark,
want
our
to be
client rights
productive.
number is 817-569-4367.
So, what is the ACT team as a director? What are they supposed to do? They said that they fear my safety and aren't doing anything. Are they trying to set me up for mental illness? What safety are they
Ms. Clark,
fearful of? Did you see the video where the abuser called me multiple times? If you guys are checking out the YouTube channel, why aren't you concerned about me getting violated? You're only concerned about me
Ms. Clark,
showing misconduct, recording misconduct for staff, and denied
I
services, which is a
encourage you
felony.
to I encourage you to re-listen to the video that you recorded of your session with your psychiatrist. And that's all I'm going to say. You can contact
I'm
client
just, I
rights.
don't understand if you have obligations to report and it's not being done, and if someone fears my safety, why are they sabotaging services for me and blatantly lying about housing?
Our client's rights officer has been involved,
So
yes,
you don't
ma'am,
want me to know
everything.
any of the services on the ACT team. None of your caseworkers did either. So you don't want me to know any of the services because I heard that they were violating a lot of the services that you guys offer. But we can't talk about misconduct. The only thing that we can talk about is me recording the misconduct.
Ms. Kiana, I
I
have
don't
nothing
have
else
rights,
to
ma'am.
say.
So whatever things, I just hope that since the therapist is compromised, working for my abuser, that I can have therapy. I just don't think that I should have security intimidating me and bullying me, getting therapy and trying to get help with domestic violence at the Women's Center. I've had to endure this chaos
Maybe,
years, knowing that my story is
maybe you should look
unrealistic.
for
But
the
a
patient
security
in
guard,
another
ma'am, if
service
you're a director and you
situation.
guys are worried about me, why won't you let me speak of the extreme events I've had to endure? Just like Carrie said she was going to hang up on me when I told her I feared my safety. This is psychologically abusive for people that are supposed to be support teams, case managers, and advocates to cover for crimes, as they've been doing years. So as a director, you're interrupting me, telling you that another caseworker had misconduct, that my abuser is possibly controlling these environments. Why would she threaten to hang up in my face when I told her I did not feel safe? If you have false charges and you get threatened in jail and in hospitals, that's serious. If someone has enough power to set that up, and then every environment they're in, they're covering for it, how would that person feel safe? So if
Ms.
you have to
Clark,
have both phones premeditate in case there's someone on the phone that you don't want hearing abuse. So if they have to take both phones, they can. I don't have rights. No one's interrupted this. So if I have to have security and bullied and mistreated to show that it's someone's power, exert their power while trying to get therapy, that's what it has to be. But I just hope that they can be considerate in their therapy and not bully and mistreat me in therapy like that, what I've experienced in the past when the phones are gone.
so our other therapist is Serena. You've met her before with Eddie when y'all called
Oh
CPS that
no,
day.
definitely not her. When she heard,
Okay, then I have no other options for you on my team.
okay, well then just Michaela.
So you're gonna work with Kayla?
Yeah, I don't have rights. I don't want someone that covered for child abuse and was antagonized me and asked me if I wanted to leave to enforce that they didn't do anything. I've been forced
Okay,
into
well
these
we're gonna
controlled
have
environments
the
for
same
years of
rules.
cover up. Ma'am, you're a director. Are you covering for crimes, or are you trying to advocate for me as a director like you're supposed to do? These directors have been
I'm
concealing
advocating for
crimes
you by
and been
providing you
psychologically
service.
abusive. If my abuser can use my environments as flying monkeys, like I believe he has done, this is criminal. It's just not something minimal. Just, this is serious. If all my environments are controlled, even therapy, it's a crime. But like I
That's
said, there
hard.
has been no consequences, so I had to endure a lot of psychological abuse from people of power in mental health positions that were supposed to be helping me that actually were a part of the problem and mistreated me when I wasn't recording. Psychologically abusive.
Well, Ms.
So,
Clark, your caseworker will be in touch, and so will Kayla regarding therapy to set up appointments next week. Reminder, we still have those rules in place.
okay, but as for me getting proper services, it just can't be done because it hasn't been done anywhere else. We're not going to concentrate on how there's been staff misconduct, psychological abuse. We will not talk about those, period. The only thing that you want to enforce is that I don't record crimes. Is that what you're stating?
Well, you can look for another agency for services if that's what you wish.
Well, conspiring to violate someone's rights in a conspiracy is criminal. That's what I'm trying to record and show. My abuser should
Well, I
not be
gave you the
controlling
phone
my
number
therapy
for our
session
client's
and at
crisis
Women's
number.
Center trying to flee him. Why do I have to have
Ma'am,
security intimidating me or bullying me? That's criminal to do that. But anyway, I haven't had
ma'am,
any law enforcement, ma'am. I don't expect people to change until they have their consequences. I'll up the phones. Kayla was wonderful at first when she took me to the legal aid and closed the books. And then I told her about my abuse. That's when everything went haywire. And they started restricting even more services, sabotaging even more. Now she used to take me to nice places to have the therapy. Now that stopped since I reported my abuse. I think my abusers controlling these environments, and the consequences of 6 years is too long to have to endure this chaos. But okay, ma'am, I don't have rights. That's why security's there, intimidated me and bullying me in a multitude of environments. A woman fleeing for her life don't need security standing over her to intimidate her, trying to get help to flee her abuser. A woman in an apartment complex begging the apartment complex for help because her job lied on them. Security standing over me there too. I just have to sit until people get their charges. That's my life. And it's been so for 6 years. Okay, ma'am. We're not going to talk about any of that, period. Because they haven't. This is the 6th year. None of that. We will not advocate for you. We won't report it, period. And I assume that Michaela, when I'm not recording, is going to think that I'm mentally ill like they have and to say that my experiences are delusions. Okay, ma'am. No felony charges, nowhere to be found. Okay, I got it. Don't record crimes.
okay, all right, goodbye.
Bye.